So we've got a very big fight coming up this Saturday, and today I'll be giving you my reasoning for why Jermell Charlo defeats Canelo Alvarez. Now, before anything, I want to let you guys know, quick disclaimer, this is not my official prediction video. I will be uploading that tomorrow. However, this is the reasoning to why Jermell does defeat Canelo Alvarez. So this is a fight I'm really looking forward to, actually, which is surprising because it's not a fight we should be getting, but I actually think it's going to be a really fun fight. I think the event's going to be huge. The event's going to be massive. The undercard is very good as well. And I'm going to begin this video off with the first reason Jermell Charlo defeats Canelo Alvarez is momentum. Now, neither fighter has crazy momentum, and the reason that Jermell does not have crazy momentum right now is because he has been out of the ring for over a year. He's been out of the ring for 16 months, so he hasn't been active at all, and that's a terrible thing. However, when you look at both fighters' momentum and you compare it back to back, Canelo Alvarez has fought twice since Jermell Charlo's last fight. The first fight was a third Triple G fight that no one wanted to see, and Canelo looked very poor in that fight. I feel it was honestly one of the worst performances of his career. He looked slow, he looked sluggish. He went life and death with a washed 41-year-old Triple G, was it? Or 40-year-old Triple G? I don't know exactly how old Triple G was when the fight was. I believe he was probably about 40. He went life and death, and I don't care what anyone says. That was not a 10-2, 9-3 fight. It was a tough fight for Canelo. Not physically tough, but when it comes to the scoring, he gave away a lot of those later rounds. He looked very poor in that fight. He looked good in the first half of the fight, but his gas tank did not look great, and he did not impress me at all. Now, after that, he took on John Ryder in May, and a lot of us are saying to ourselves, oh, he's fighting John Ryder. This is his chance to make a statement and to show everyone that Triple G performance had more to do with Triple G coming to fight than Canelo Alvarez slowing down. And against John Ryder, he had another very bad performance and another terrible outing for him. Now, unlike the Triple G fight, it was very dominant. However, also unlike the Triple G fight, Canelo took some shots in that fight. It was a bit bloody, the fight. It was a bit messy, and it wasn't a great performance. Now, John Ryder's not a bum. He's not a scrub, but Canelo looked poor in that fight, and it was definitely not a performance to write home about for Canelo Alvarez. He got the win, and that's what counts, but the momentum, I genuinely feel, is on Jermell's side, and as I said, he's been very inactive, but look at it this way. He is coming off of becoming an undisputed champion against Brian Castano and winning the fight of the year of 2022, in my opinion. I genuinely felt that fight was the best fight of 2022, and he looked phenomenal in it. It was a great fight, and he got the late stoppage, leaving no doubt. The first fight, there was a lot of doubt. I actually felt he lost 7-5, but in the rematch, he left no doubt and took Castano out in the 10th. The second reason for why Jermell Charlo defeats Canelo Alvarez is Jermell Charlo's inside game. Now, Canelo Alvarez is a good inside fighter. We've seen it in the past. However, I don't think his inside game is as good as Jermell's, objectively. We've seen Canelo have issues on the inside. John Ryder was having a lot of success on the inside. Canelo's not the quickest guy. His feet are flat. He is a big guy, but he is slow. And because of that, and I'm not going to say slow, but he's slow compared to Jermell. And because of that, I feel the inside work of Jermell Charlo is going to help him in this fight, and it's going to definitely benefit him once the fight gets within range, once the fight gets on the inside. I want to mention Jermell Charlo has very good body work, and I'm counting this as a good reason for Jermell Charlo in this fight. His inside game, when he's on the inside, his body work is very good. He's very effective in close range, and the first Castano fight, I felt the main reason he lost is because he kept that fight on the outside too much. I straight up said if he brings his fight on the inside, he will beat Castano, and he didn't do that the entire time, but once he did bring it on the inside, he had much more success, and I feel that if he has any chance of beating Canelo Alvarez, I know he's going to have to eat some fire to do so. He's going to have to get it within range and get on the inside and outwork Canelo Alvarez. The third reason is Jermell Charlo's chin. Now, obviously, Canelo Alvarez is going to be the biggest puncher Charlo's ever faced, also the biggest opponent he's faced. However, Charlo is very fortunate and blessed that he is coming into this fight with a good chin. He's not chinny. He's not moving up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez and having a glass chin like Amir Khan. And as we know, Amir Khan was giving Canelo Alvarez the work early on in that fight. He's not coming in with a glass chin to face Canelo Alvarez. He's coming in with a strong chin, one of the best chins in the sport. I feel both Charlo brothers have very underrated chins. And because of that factor, I feel that it's more likely for him to really push Canelo in this fight because he's going to be able to take a lot of Canelo's work. Now, just because Charlo has a good chin does not mean he's going to take all of Canelo's shots. However, it does mean that he's not going to be able to get put away easy. Canelo's not going to put him away comfortably in this fight because he's going to take a shot. He's going to be able to come forward and keep pressuring. It won't be easy for him, but he's not coming in like Amir Khan with a glass chin. He's going to be able to take Canelo's shots throughout this fight, at least for a duration. The fourth reason is hydration. Now, this is Jermell Charlo's first fight at 168. He's never even fought at 160. However, he was a very big guy for 154, and I am curious if him cutting so much weight to make 154 possibly affected his performances in his fights. Now, he's looked very good. Obviously, he became undisputed recently, and I have him ranked relatively high in my pound-for-pound list. However, who knows how good Jermell Charlo will actually look if he's fully hydrated. This is a big guy who had to cut a lot of weight. Because he's going to cut a lot less weight and come in much more healthy and much more hydrated, we might get a much better version of Jermell Charlo. I'm actually confident that we're going to get a very good version of Jermell Charlo because of how hydrated he's going to be on fight night. And obviously, with Canelo Alvarez, this is a guy who is very big for 168 in his own right, not in height, but in stature and frame. A guy that's wanted to move up to cruiserweight and has fought at 175 a couple times. I do wonder if Canelo Alvarez, especially since he's getting older, is having some issues making 168, and that could also be a separate factor to why he did not look very good against Triple G or John Ryder. He moved up to 175 to fight Bivol, and he moved back down in weight for his next two fights. That's not the healthiest thing for a fighter to do. And I know it was only 7 pounds, but doesn't change the true fact, that he is still going up and down weight classes. That's never a good thing for a fighter and never good for their health. And with Jermell being fully hydrated and Canelo being possibly slightly weight trained, it balances things out a little bit. And the fifth reason, the final reason for Jermell Charlo winning this fight is obviously speed. The one thing Jermell Charlo will have over Canelo Alvarez, I don't care how much weight he gains, I don't care how both fighters look on fight night, one thing that I am certain that Jermell will have over Canelo is speed. Now, Jermell's not the quickest guy either. He's not as quick as Amir Khan. He doesn't have lightning quick hands. But he does have much quicker hands than Canelo Alvarez. And if they do get on the inside, which should be the game plan for Jermell, because if the fight's fought on the outside, I'm very confident Canelo's going to pick him apart. If the fight gets on the inside, and I know that's a hot take, but if the fight gets brought into the inside, Jermell with his speed and his technical inside game, he could give Canelo a real match here, and who knows, maybe pull off a massive upset and become pound for pound number one. Because I do want to say, and I want to make the point clear, that if Jermell Charlo does defeat Canelo Alvarez, there's no doubt in my mind that he is pound for pound number one. And this is coming from a guy who is a big Terence Crawford fan, and the day Triple G retires from the sport, Terence Crawford will be my favorite fighter in the entire sport. Coming from a big Terence Crawford fan, Jermell Charlo will be above him on the pound for pound list if he goes 2-time undisputed while beating Canelo Alvarez. There's no debate for me. But that's my final reasoning for why Jermell Charlo defeats Canelo Alvarez. Final little recap, a little breakdown. First reason is momentum. Canelo Alvarez not having too much momentum in his last couple performances, and Charlo, even if the layoff, becoming an undisputed champion in his last fight and having a career-best performance as far as I'm concerned. Because the Lubin one doesn't really count. It was a first round. I mean, it was a great win, but it's a first-round KO. The second reason is inside game. I believe Jermell has a better inside game. His body work is very good, and I feel he's craftier on the inside than Canelo Alvarez. The third reason is chin. Jermell has a good chin, so he's not going to get knocked out with a flashy punch in the 5th or 6th round. He's going to take the fight into the mid to later rounds. The fourth reason is hydration. Jermell Charlo is going to make weight much more comfortably than Canelo Alvarez. I can guarantee it. And the fifth reason is speed. Jermell Charlo is the faster of the two guys, and hopefully he capitalizes on that fact. That's my final video, guys. You guys tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Who are you picking for this fight? Make sure to check out my prediction video, which will be dropping tomorrow. Well, I will be giving you my exact pick and my exact breakdown for this fight. Have a good one, guys. God bless. I'll see you guys later. Peace.